When a platform promises guaranteed daily profits, it quietly prepares to disappear the moment you deposit your money. XAssetCapitals is a striking example of how a fraudulent scheme can imitate the appearance of a legitimate financial institution while lacking even the most basic indicators of real corporate existence. On the surface, the website uses neat corporate graphics, mentions a New York office, and imitates the language of modern investment firms, speaking about digital markets, stable returns, and global operations. But the moment you begin checking even the simplest facts, the entire structure falls apart. The domain was registered in mid-November 2025, meaning the project is only days old. The so-called OAM license they highlight on their pages does not exist in any registry. The New York address they list is a low-cost virtual mailbox, not an actual office. There is no trace of this entity in the registers of the United States Securities and Exchange Commission or the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. And the daily returns they advertise, between a little over 4% and almost 6% per day, are seen only in high-yield pyramids, never in legitimate financial markets. Even the brand name, XAssetCapitals, exposes the nature of the project. In real finance, the word capital is always used in the singular form. The plural, capitals, is a linguistic mistake typical of non-native scam operators who generate company names by combining words without understanding corporate naming conventions. It is a small detail, but it signals a lack of authenticity even before any deeper investigation begins. And once the investigation does begin, every element reinforces the same conclusion. XAssetCapitals was not built to offer investments. It was built to collect deposits and disappear. The domain information is the first clear indicator. A real financial company cannot suddenly emerge out of nowhere with a domain that is only a few days old, registered on the 17th of November 2025, updated the same day, and purchased for a single year. Exactly how temporary high-yield schemes operate. They appear, gather funds quickly, shut down, and reopen under a new name. The hosting provider is Alex Host, a service widely used by anonymous networks thanks to its permissive policies and low requirements, and the entire website consists of a simple template seen many times before across similar fraudulent projects. Next, the supposed license. XAssetCapitals claims to operate under a license from an Italian authority known as OAM, referencing a fictional number written as PSV 71. The OAM does not provide investment licenses, the number does not exist, and even if it did, it could not apply to a company claiming to be an American investment firm. Any United States-based financial service must be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission or with the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. XAssetCapitals does not appear in either register. The absence is not an oversight. It is proof that the platform operates outside the law. The New York address is another illusion. The location on Broad Street is not the office of a financial institution, but a rented virtual space used by thousands of unrelated companies that need a prestigious-looking address without paying for actual infrastructure. For a modest monthly fee, anyone can present themselves as operating on Wall Street. But serious companies do not rent mailboxes. Serious companies maintain staffed, verifiable offices, compliance departments, phone lines, and corporate documentation. The promised returns are the final confirmation that the project is fraudulent. No legitimate investment firm can promise daily yields between 4 and 6%. When calculated on a monthly scale, such promises equal more than 100% returns, and on an annual scale, they exceed several thousand%. These numbers belong exclusively to high-yield investment programs, which are mathematically unsustainable and collapse as soon as new deposits slow down. In genuine finance, such guarantees are impossible. The only environment where they appear is the world of digital pyramids. Beyond these structural issues, XAssetCapitals lacks all the attributes of a real company. There is no legal entity name, no registration data, no governing officers, no compliance documentation, no telephone support line, only one email address, and a WhatsApp number. The website contains no contracts, no terms from recognized regulatory bodies, and no policies consistent with international financial standards. Everything is designed not to clarify, but to obscure. Technical analysis further confirms that the platform is built on a basic template reused repeatedly in short-lived fraudulent operations. The grammar errors, the unrealistic referral bonuses, the anonymity, and the absence of corporate identity mirror hundreds of similar projects that typically survive between 1 and 3 months before shutting down and relocating their digital presence. Taken together, these facts allow only one conclusion. XAssetCapitals is not an investment company. It is not an American financial service. It is not a licensed broker. It is a fraudulent scheme assembled with the sole purpose of attracting deposits and ensuring that no client ever receives a withdrawal. The operators remain fully anonymous. The company has no legal status, and the promises on the website contradict everything that genuine financial regulation requires. If you have already deposited money into this platform, act quickly. Document all communication, secure your accounts, and do not send any additional payments, regardless of what the so-called managers request. If you have not yet invested, simply walk away. Legitimate financial institutions never resemble XAssetCapitals. When a website tries to sell you financial miracles, it is not offering an opportunity, it is offering a trap. And the one who pays for that miracle is always the investor.